bar beside a couple of DotCom Nerds. When the high-tech boys started talking in code, using all kinds of new age words. I got new software on my hard drive for working on the web. It's a few megabytes or a kilobyte or two. I use it for fishing on the internet. It's amazing what this stuff can do. The old fisherman stared at the nerdy geeks and said, "Boys, you're speaking our lingo." The geek said, "You don't know what you're talking about, old farts. You're crazier than a dingo." That pissed one old fisherman off a little. On his stool, he adjusted his position and said, "Young fellas, sit back in amazement as I give you my personal definition. I am a driftgill netter, and I position my boat on each set in perpendicular to the beach, so all the fish must enter net." Sometimes we run up and down the net. In calm water, that's the norm. But one time I actually surfed the web during a nasty southeast storm. And one time, I'll keep you in controlling, I witnessed a truly amazing sight. I had cohos and kings on every hook. It was truly a megabyte. And I remember calling a couple of friends and coding the numbers just right. But they blew the code and people caught on. A sure way to kill a bite. I know people that bring their boats north from Seattle almost every year that they've been alive. There's plenty of beautiful scenery, but they'll tell you it's a hard drive. And I sure love to wear my fleece, picking the good stuff out with care. No zippers to snag on the net. Makes for the best kind of software. So you see, I know a little about fishing. The geek's jaws just drop like rubble. We've been working on the web for years. Sorry to burst your .com bubble. I just don't quite get into all the my Facebook and Facebook and all that other stuff. And then the other thing they're into now is you see a lot of tattoos. I'm good with the tattoos, whatever. But I saw some stuff that I had to write a poem about. This one's called Tattoos. When I was just a little kid, it didn't raise alarm to see the old World War II vets sport tattoos upon their arms. It usually was an anchor or a ship on an ocean calm. Or maybe it was a girlfriend's name, or maybe it just said mom. And then they started to be more popular. You see them all over the place. Musicians to sports stars got them. Mike Tyson's was on his face. But then they started going crazy, and it got a little out of whack when girls started getting big ones all over their lower back. Well, now this new craze has seemed to hit, and it's really a big transition. From tattooing just a word or two to an entire English composition. I saw a girl with one at a party, and I didn't want to stare, but I had to look. I was curious to see what was written there. So go ahead and get tattoos if it fills you with elation. But your tattoo might just be a little too large if it needs some punctuation. Okay, the last one, we're down in Baja, out on, laying on a beach out there, and I thought, man, this is a life. But what if you were all alone? And what if you shipwrecked and landed there and there was nobody to talk to? I thought, might not be so good. So I wrote this one, Maroon on a ship, on a South Pacific island. Maroon on a South Pacific island. A fisherman washed up on the shore of a deserted South Pacific island. His boat had sunk, but he hadn't drowned, and for that this guy was smiling. But he longed for a little company, and for that he shed some tears. He had no one else to talk with, and he'd been there 2 long years. Every day he'd walk down to the beach and watch the waves roll in, soaking up the sun all alone as they rolled back out again. But one day he looked out at the ocean and he couldn't believe his eyes. a beautiful babe in a wetsuit washed up. He couldn't believe his eyes. Her beautiful hair was flowing. This hot chick was really cute. And she licked her lips enticingly as she slowly unzipped her suit. I like that already, huh? She said, "Would you like a cigarette?" "Holy shit, you got some of those? I used to smoke 2 packs a day." And she, 2 packs a day. A little further down her zipper goes. She reached in one side of her wetsuit, pulled out a cigarette and light. This guy takes a drag on the cigarette and squeals in glorious delight. Then she unzips the suit a little further below the tan line on the top of her bikini and says, "Now, would you like a drink? I can make you a martini." The guy says, "Holy shit, you got one of those? That's my favorite drink. It's been 2 years since I've had a taste." She says, "Well, today is your lucky day." And she unzips the suit down to her waist. She reaches in her wetsuit and pulls out a shaker, ice and booze, and makes the fisherman the best martini ever. This guy just couldn't lose. So the guy has a cigarette in his left hand and a martini in his right as she unzips her wetsuit all the way down and says, "Now, what should we do tonight?" She says, "I was thinking maybe we could play around, if that's what you'd like to do." The guy says, "Holy shit, you got a set of golf clubs in there too?"